The boys are back in action tomorrow as we look to get another win on the board and get closer to another league title win. In today's video, we will discuss the build-up to that game whilst discussing the jackpot the club have landed. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. The Glasgow derby has always been more than just a football match. It's a cultural epicentre, a 90-minute maelstrom of passion, history and tribalism. And this St. Patrick's Day weekend, with away fans set to return, the fixture will once again have the edge that only a boisterous travelling support can bring. After a protracted and often bitter standoff, Celtic have confirmed a deal to reintroduce away fans at both Celtic Park and Ibrox. Rangers will receive a slightly larger allocation than Celtic's 2,200 for the upcoming derby at Celtic Park on March 16th, reflecting the larger capacity of Parkhead. However, it won't be the full 5% of the stadium's 60,000 capacity that many had initially speculated. Meanwhile, Celtic will take 2,200 tickets for the return fixture at Ibrox after the league split in April or May. The origins of this row trace back to Rangers' 2018 decision to slash the away allocation to a meagre 800 tickets. This move, widely seen as a reaction to Celtic's dominance at Ibrox, brought an end to the sight of 7,000 jubilant Hoops fans celebrating in the Broomloan stand. It was a painful pill for the Rangers board to swallow, and they opted to minimise Celtic's presence to just a sliver of the stadium. Celtic initially accepted the reduced allocation, sending 800 supporters into the hostile confines of Ibrox. But the reality on the ground quickly became untenable. Visiting fans were effectively hemmed into a small corner beneath home supporters, vulnerable to missiles and abuse. The danger was real. Incidents included glass bottles being thrown, with at least one supporter requiring stitches. It became clear Celtic could not continue to take up the allocation if they could not guarantee the safety of their fans. The decision to withdraw entirely from the away allocation was not born of pettiness or retaliation, but of pragmatism. The safety of supporters had to come first. The agreement to bring fans back was actually reached at the end of last season. However, there was a crucial caveat. Safety measures needed to be implemented at both grounds to ensure fan security. Celtic moved swiftly, installing the necessary protections well ahead of the first derby of this season. But when it came to Rangers, things were not so straightforward. By the time the first derby rolled around, Rangers had barely scratched the surface. Planning applications had not even been submitted, and Celtic rightly pulled the plug on ticket allocations. The concern wasn't just bureaucratic, this was a matter of safety. The club could not, in good conscience, allocate tickets to their supporters without tangible assurances that safety measures would be in place for the return fixture. Thankfully, Rangers eventually got their act together. Celtic are now satisfied that their supporters will be better protected with a net around the away section, reducing the risk of projectiles causing harm. It's a pragmatic solution, but one that should make a significant difference. There's a quiet triumph for Celtic in all this. Not only have they secured a more substantial away allocation at Ibrox for the post-split fixture, but they've also forced through meaningful safety measures that benefit their fans. This was not just a matter of securing tickets. It was about setting standards and refusing to compromise on the well-being of their support. The increase from 800 to around 2,200 fans at Ibrox is significant. As the teams emerge from the tunnel at Celtic Park on March 16th, the derby will have a notable edge. The away support will be a pinprick of blue in the sea of green. This is more than just a practical win. It's a psychological one too. Celtic fans will be back in at Ibrox, protected and making enough noise to cheer on the boys. I must admit, I ended up enjoying some of the derbies without the away support. The Glasgow derby fixture in February after the pandemic season was a barnstormer and an atmosphere I will never forget. Ange's men floored the COVID season champions with a memorable 3-0 win at Celtic Park under the lights, with 60,000 Tims having a party. We now return to having the presence of the enemy within our stadium, and if nothing else, it should make the Celtic fans even louder. You'll never walk alone, even stronger as they try to drown it out with jeers. Bring it on. Now for the main story, as Celtic have enjoyed so much success both on and off the field at Parkhead in recent years, thanks to their player trading model of buying young players, giving them a platform on which to shine before selling them on at a profit. This, as noted by Mark Pirrie of the Daily Record, saw the club named the best run club in Britain last year by the Fair Game Index. However, one player, signed by Ange Postecoglou on the cheap, is still at the club. and remains a key figure in Brendan Rodgers' side, earning rave reviews. When Ange Postecoglou arrived at Celtic in 2021, the club was a complete mess, in need of a reboot and a mass squad overhaul. The Australian himself admitted, "I was a joke when I arrived, but defied all expectations by winning 5 out of 6 domestic trophies, departing for Tottenham having delivered a treble." The primary factor behind Postecoglou's success was his excellent recruitment. A total of 32 players were signed during Postecoglou's 2-year reign in Glasgow. From here, 32 Celtic have made a profit of around £65 million in the transfer market alone. Matt O'Reilly's move to Brighton, the most lucrative. However, it's one of these signings, still at the club, who is starring at the moment. When Cameron Carter-Vickers joined Celtic, initially on loan, in 2021, he was surplus to requirements at Tottenham, having made just 5 appearances for Spurs, one of which had come earlier that summer, starting a Europa Conference League qualifying defeat to Paços de Ferreira that Nuno Espírito Santo did not take particularly seriously. Nevertheless, north of the border, he's been invaluable for Celtic, with Postecoglou describing him as outstanding, also calling him both a leader as well as the best defender in the league, hence why his move was made permanent for £6 million the following summer. Overall, the 27-year-old has made 148 appearances in hoops, winning 8 major trophies, taking his tally to 18 caps for the United States during this time too, with many believing his performances in Scotland should make him USA's first choice at next summer's World Cup on home soil. When compared to other centre-backs, he ranks highly for both in-possession and out-of-possession statistics. His tackles and interceptions numbers are hampered by the fact Celtic average almost 74% possession in the Premiership this season. Nevertheless, the American has become irreplaceable in this side, with Rodgers labelling him top class, while former US U20s manager Tab Ramos says he has always been impressed by Carter-Vickers' aggressiveness in the air, underlined by the percentage of aerial duels he wins, ranked 3rd for this metric in this season's Champions League, minimum 20 duels contested. His performance against Bayern Munich in Germany last Tuesday led to many stating that they are convinced Carter-Vickers to be the best centre-back outside Europe's top 5 leagues. Fine praise indeed. According to Transfermarkt, the 27-year-old is now worth more than double what Celtic paid for him, with his value currently at its highest point, £11.5 million, reinforcing his status as a bargain signing. To put that into context, he's worth more than record signing Arne Engels, £9 million, according to the same source, and worth more than a man who Alistair Johnston believes is one of the most in-form players in Europe, Dyson Maeda. The Japan star is worth £6.5 million in the eyes of Transfermarkt, a figure that only goes to prove how great a signing his American teammate has been. Celtic fans, what are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comments section below. That does bring us to the end of today's video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you,